Fox 10 Gulfstream. This is Next Weather.
Here's what we're tracking across the Gulf Coast with our headlines here. The forecast looks to be very consistent. Clear skies and cool nights as we head into the weekend. We've got a weak passing front tomorrow night with a super low rain chance. Probably won't see much at all. And other than that, it's going to be dry. Tomorrow with that approaching system, we will have some scattered clouds around. We'll start out in the middle 50s. We'll end up in the upper 70s by the afternoon. It looks like a nice warm fall afternoon tomorrow. And we'll see low humidity, so that'll be great. Just some passing clouds tomorrow showing up on our futurecast. What about rain chances tomorrow night? Well, it doesn't really look like this thing wants to come together to bring us any significant rain, but we are looking at what could be a little band of some light showers, and it looks less impressive with each model run, really. So I'm not expecting rain on your Thursday or Friday morning. Your forecast lows for tomorrow morning, we'll have some 40s in Leakesville and Grove Hill. We'll be in the middle 50s as you head further to the south. You can see Breton and Bay Minette at 52, 55 in Mobile, and 59 in Pensacola. Over the next 4 days, our rain chances stay just about zero, and our temperatures get a little warmer Friday, Saturday, and Sunday into the lower 80s. Overnight lows are showing up into the 50s. So we've had some pleasant fall days here across the Gulf Coast, but how about the long range? Will we see more of this? Meteorologist Jennifer Lambers has a look at what we can expect.
Well, the past few days here have been feeling pretty nice across the Gulf Coast, with temperatures actually well below average. Yesterday coming in at 10 degrees below average for this time of year, but that might be short-lived. Taking a look at the Climate Prediction Center's temperature outlook heading from October 26th to November 1st, they're calling for more of those warmer than normal temperatures. Now, just keep in mind that darker coloration, that doesn't mean degrees and temperatures that's going to be warmer. It's just talking about the probability of us being above average. So if we're normally seeing temperatures around that time, around 77, 78 degrees, even if we come in at 79 and 80 degrees above average, then this still checks out. So we're just looking at the potential of being a little bit above average heading into the next few weeks here across the Gulf Coast. And we're already starting to see that in the short range. Taking a look at our average temperatures heading closer towards the weekend, expecting us to be warming up into the lower 80s, which is above average. Typically, we should be around 79 degrees. But we'll still be feeling pleasant out there and not miserably hot for being above average. Now, also taking a look at our rainfall outlook heading closer towards October 26th to November 1st, looking like the same similar situation, a little bit more wet than what we are typically for this time of year, but hopefully it doesn't disrupt much. Again, these are just going to be the probabilities of us seeing more rain, and October typically is our driest month here across the Gulf Coast. We'll continue to monitor the forecast and keep you updated right here on Fox 10.
All right, it's time to talk tropics, and we've got a new system out here, Tammy, which is heading towards the northern Leeward Islands as a tropical storm. But like many systems we've seen, it will be recurving out over the open waters of the Atlantic. So this one likely to impact some land areas. And I wanted to show you the water temperatures here, starting to still see warm water out into the Atlantic. There's where Tammy is now. The Gulf is starting to cool down. Once we start getting into the yellows here, water temperatures dipping into the 70s. Northern Gulf starting to get that October look to it. But this is why, if you're wondering, these systems keep recurving and they don't come near the United States. It's the placement of this ridge and the break or the valley between the ridges, the one over the Gulf or the one over Mexico and the one here out over the open waters of the Atlantic. We continue to see this little trough where the systems come out and around, and so that's actually protected the United States from tropical activity. If we look at the track on Tammy, you see how it's taking that track around the ridge, so we're expecting it to not come near the U.S. And if we look at systems that have been forming up here, not just Tammy, but also throughout the Atlantic Basin this year, we've seen most of those have been out over the Atlantic. Here's your 7-day forecast, and temperatures into the low 80s, overnight lows in the 50s, no changes. Next week, we will see an increase in wind out of the southeast on Tuesday and Wednesday. But other than that, it looks like more quiet fall weather for our area.